talk to the one and only 1L, Michelle Cummins. And, of course, myself, my name is Curtis Pope. How you doing, Michelle?
I'm doing great, Mr. Pope. How are you?
Well, here we are. Another year, another episode of the Cummins Real Estate Group show. You keep track of what episode we're on. I've lost track. What is this?
Number 113.
113. Oh, I don't really like number 13, so let's get through this one as quick and as possible.
Okay, let's make it short and sweet. We've got great things to talk about. It's one of my favorite subjects.
Oh, we're talking about stats then.
You guessed it.
Now, I thought maybe we'd be talking about assessments, but I guess it's been a little slow getting everything out to people, so that's probably going to be a later episode, I guess.
I think we're going to hit that maybe next weekend because there's a lot to talk about that too. So this week will be about, actually, we're going to dive really deep into all the municipalities of the Fraser Valley because this is one of the best places to live on the globe, and everyone loves living here, and everyone wants to live here, and we're seeing it in how our equity grows. And so we're going to chat about that. Not only are we going to talk about December, how December was, oh my gosh, was it amazing, but we're also going to talk about year to year and our 5-year and our 10-year overall, how much have we gone up? So it's really exciting. So we're going to talk about that, and So,
who was crazy enough to buy and sell a house in December? Oh, wait a minute.
The Pope family.
Oh, yeah. That's right. We went through all that. So we were not the only ones, apparently.
No, you weren't. It was a record-breaking December. It was crazy, amazing. And, yeah, so just being now through the first week of January, my phone, a couple people called me on Christmas Day. A couple people called me Christmas Eve. But overall, usually it's pretty quiet the week before Christmas and New Year's. But this last Sunday, oh, my goodness, my phone just would not stop. It all started on last Sunday. Everyone, and I thought, aren't you going to everyone wait till Monday? No, they were on top of it as of last Sunday. They didn't want to wait. So, our typical winter market is this pretty, calm, balanced market up until like mid-February, end of February. But no, we have hit the road running already, and it's been crazy busy. So, great market.
Yeah, which is, like you said, everybody wants to live here, and there's a lot of truth to that. I mean, you've lived in some pretty amazing places growing up in Southern California and Oregon and Montana and all that, and you know that there's something about where we are here in the Valley and the closest we have to Vancouver, the weather we have here, but yet we still kind of have our own thing here. It really is just this little gem that we don't want to let too many people know about.
Exactly. It is true. The climate and the views and the atmosphere and the amenities. Oh my gosh, it's just so much. I can go on and on and on. I'm going to do some videos and upload them to my YouTube about all the great things to do. I know we've had a couple episodes specific to why you would want to live in the Fraser Valley, but I think I'm going to add some videos to that to really showcase all the great things about living here. But I did want to say thank you to you and your family and everyone who has really supported me throughout the year. And, this is looking past and looking in the future. I just wanted to take a moment to just thank everyone and for listening to our show, everyone listening to our show, those who have referred me and chosen me in my group to represent them, because it's thanks to all of you that the report came in and I ended up being number one overall for the year in RE/MAX throughout the Fraser Valley and Chilliwack areas, and that is we're totally overjoyed, and just it's amazing news when we got that, and we're very. I'm and my group is very thankful for everyone and for that and for the opportunity to serve in the Fraser Valley and in this beautiful area and to help people get into their dream homes and help them get onto the real estate investment ladder and really have success. And it's so exciting. So I just wanted to say thank you so much. And second, I wanted to give a shout out to all the amazing local businesses who are making things work, because I, like many of you, focused on shopping local or focusing more so than usual on that and businesses are just amazing. Their outlook and their attitude and how they've been able to service us in the Fraser Valley. They're adapting. So cheers to each one of you all, and I thank you. And then third, I wanted to say, because before every year, I have kind of usually a word that I really focus on, and this 2021, my word is engage. Sounds very Star Trek. But engage. And it's my goal to engage and communicate and connect more with each one of you. And I hope you will never hesitate to reach out to me. I love to give advice and help in whatever way I can. So, so engage is my word. So do you have a word of the year, Curtis?
I sort of do, actually, because I'm not a big resolution guy, because I'm probably going to, if I put that out there and then I, don't do that, follow through with the resolution, then I usually, then I feel bad. But this year, my whole goal is to just try to be just a better all-around person, a better dad, a better husband, a better son, brother, a better guy. That's my whole goal. And even though I think I'm a decent enough guy, there's always room for improvement. But I think that's kind of the word that I'm looking at, is improvement, and in myself and my surroundings and things like that.
That's great, and that's so encouraging. Thanks for sharing, because it really is, like, when you're a humble guy. You have so many accolades. You're looked up, like people look up to you. You're so successful at what you do, but you've been able to really stay humble, and you're so humble, and that, I think, is part of what makes you stand out as well. Is you are an overall better or guy who improves himself, and I can see that working with you these last years, and so thanks for sharing that.
Well, and thank you for that. But yeah, I think that's one of the things. You don't want to just rest, and I think there's always room for self-improvement, right? In some capacity, and I'm trying to embrace more of that as I get older.
Okay, I wanted to ask you also, I saw something, because I was thinking about what is exciting the first week of the year? What's been something exciting that's happened? And so I wanted to ask you, what happened this week?
Well, you're probably thinking about the fact I had to chase a possum out of my yard. That was real exciting, because that's not something you have to do every day.
Oh no, that's funny.
Yeah, well, this possum was in my backyard, and he's not a huge possum in stature, but he was definitely a well-fed possum. Let's put it that way. And my three cats all had different opinions of him. One could have cared less. One wanted to scrap with it, and one wanted to be friends with it. So I figured it was probably best for my cat's health and for the possum to get it to vacate the property. Now, that was easier said than done, because possums don't move terribly fast. And this one was, and I'm, I don't want to hurt it or anything, so I'm just trying to herd this thing, by making noise, banging a stick on the ground. And he really could have cared less I was there. He was going to go at his own pace. Eventually, climbed out of this tree, eventually climbed up on the fence. And I'm like, you don't want to go there. They have a big dog. So I'm trying to get him away from another fence. And eventually, what felt like 4 hours, but it was probably 20, 25 minutes, I was able to get this possum to find greener pastures.
Well, thank goodness it wasn't a skunk.
Well, if it's a skunk, all bets are off. The cats are on their own.
Poor Lucifer.
Lucifer's the one that wanted to be friends with him. A new friend? New playmate? No. River was like, you are in my yard. I'm going to attack. And, of course, our lazy cat was like, whatever. Well,
if you hear of another adorable cat or kitten like you have, I want one. And it's a secret, because I wanted one for Christmas. And Richard was like, oh, no, we don't need a cat. And, and I'm like, no, we do. And I almost got one and gave it to him, kind of gave it to me on Christmas. But I didn't do that. But I do. I have decided I really want a cat or kitten, so keep an eye out for me if you don't mind.
Yeah, I'm more of a dog guy, but my wife's a cat person, so we have cats.
We got an extra few bedrooms for your cats at the new place, right?
We do. We could, we have a little more room for the cats at the new place, so we're good to go there.
Something exciting and that stood out for me this last week is, you'll never believe it, I thought it was the kindest thing, but a neighbor of mine on his birthday, mind you, dropped Richard and me off a gift at our front doorstep.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, what? I opened the door to, I don't know, go get fresh air or, I don't know, take the trash out or something. And I see this bag in front of the door. And it's a bag of perfectly frozen packed, like, hunts, like meat, sausage, and everything. And I'm like, what? Oh, my gosh, how thoughtful. And I knew who had dropped it off. Just because he had mentioned going hunting and that he might, well, would you like anything? And I'm like, oh, man, I haven't been hunting since I was, I think, 20 years old. And
so that's just a couple of years ago.
That's right, because I'm 39 forever.
29. 29!
Well, it used to be 29. Okay, maybe it's still 29. Give myself another 10 years before I say 39.
Exactly. Let's go with that.
So yeah, I thought that was outstanding. That's being an amazing neighbor, hey?
Yeah, that is very nice. I used to when I lived up north, I used to have a couple buddies, and the kind of the same thing. It would be like, oh, look, oh, thank you. Okay, thanks, perfect, thanks.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh, okay. Before we go on a break, I wanted to say if some people are wondering, and this week I've had the question a couple times about why are interest rates higher on investment properties. So I actually am you check out my blog on my website. It's short, it's to the point. It's a fun video on that topic from one of my mortgage partners, Thrive Mortgages. So I actually am putting it on my e-newsletter. So, and if you want to receive the weekly video, help tips and tricks, and other weekly up-to-date real estate information, then be sure to sign up for my weekly e-newsletter that goes out on Saturday today. Every Saturday is when it goes out, and you can sign up really easily just on my website, michellecummins.ca.
Well, that kind of answers the question. I was going to say, where can people find information about you? You gave that. So I'll tell you what, we'll take a break, and we'll be back with more right after this. Show, and it's Michelle's favorite time of year. We're talking stats, and a whole lot of stats, I understand, Michelle.
Woohoo! Yes, streamers going. I love it. We've had record-shattering December. I mean, wow. It really caps an unexpected year in the Fraser Valley. In a year when the real estate market was at a standstill for months due to COVID-19, total annual sales in the Fraser Valley still finished 12.4% above the 10-year average due to the unrelenting pent-up consumer demand during the second half of 2020. And in December, the board's multiple listing service processed a staggering 2,086 sales. Now, that's the strongest December on record, and 81.2% above normal for the month. Like, that's huge. Think of that, 81.2% above the norm for December. New listings in December were the second highest on record, and the total sales volume for the year in the Fraser Valley had an increase of 28.7% compared to 2019 sales, and placing it fourth highest for annual sales since 2011. So Chris Shields is the president of the real estate board, and he observes the pandemic upended everything in 2020, and how the real estate market responded to it was nothing short of remarkable. No one could have anticipated a 6-month stretch like we just experienced. Typical seasonal cycles did not apply how we conduct business and had to change to keep the public safe, and most unexpected has been the unwavering demand for family-sized homes in our region, and so far there is no sign of it slowing down. Literally. So new listings, as a buyer, you may be thinking there's less listings, there's not a lot available, it's so hard to be a buyer, but new listings had an increase of 3.7% compared to 2019. As with annual sales, 2020 saw the fourth highest volume of new inventory for the board in the last decade. So it's not that there's a short of listings, it's just they're going so fast. There's just all of a sudden so many more buyers out there. So Baldeep Gill is our chief executive officer at the board, and he adds to what the president said. He adds, although listing volumes appear healthy, our region's current overall inventory is 28% below normal. For those who have been thinking of selling but have held off due to the pandemic, the industry has mastered how to keep consumers safe using technology and strictly following provincial health guidelines. So now I wanted to mention, overall in the Fraser Valley, what's the benchmark prices? For single-family detached homes, right now it's $1,079,500. For townhouses, it's at $576,200, and for condos, it's at $438,300. Now, for condos, that's an increase of 0.6% compared to the month before, and for year to year, it's an increase of 4.7%. Going back to townhouses, that amount was an increase of 1.1% compared to November, an increase of 6.9% from the year before. And detached homes is actually an increase of 13.3% since November, just month over month. 1.7% month over month and 13.3% year over year. Now, we were talking a little bit before we went on air, the first segment, about assessments. Like, you got your assessment, and I looked online at my assessment, and we are going to talk about assessments next week, like we mentioned. So we'll get into that more later. But, okay, now I want to dive into what we do is municipality by municipality, because, you're interested in where you live, and let me get you the information. So for Abbotsford, for benchmark prices, detached homes were at $896,500, and that's an increase of 14.2% year over year, and an increase of 1.7% month over month. Townhouses in Abbotsford is at $487,600. That's an increase of 8% year over year and 1.4% month over month. Condos at $325,300, an increase of 5.2% year over year and 0.5% month over month. In Mission, for detached homes, the benchmark price is at $765,900. That's an increase of 19% year over year and 3.6% month over month. Townhouses are at $481,300, 7.3% increase from last year and a 0.9% increase from the month before. Condos at $359,700, an increase of 6.6% from the year before, and actually down 0.4% from the month before. Not too bad. Langley's detached benchmark price is at $1,136,800. That's an increase of 14.1% year over year and an increase of 1.9% month over month. Townhouses in Langley are at $586,800. That's an increase of 5.9% year over year and 1.3% month over month. And condos in Langley are $400,300, an increase of 4.4% year over year and 0.6% month over month. Delta is benchmark price for detached homes, $991,700. That's an increase of 9.6% year over year and 0.8% month over month. Townhouses at $579,700, an increase of 5.7% year over year and minus 0.4% month over month. Condos in Delta, $377,500, an increase of only 1.9% year over year, and actually down 1% month over month. So that is interesting facts for Delta. And City of Surrey overall combined is benchmark price for detached, $1,174,000. Now that's 12.4% higher than the year before and 1.5% higher than November. Townhouses are $597,000, and that's an increase of 7.1% year over year, 1% month over month. And condos, $403,600, and that's 5% year over year increase and a 0.4% increase month over month. Now, Curtis, we're going to do something different than we do on our monthly stats this time. And we are going to talk about what is the 5-year summary of prices from 5 years ago.
5 years? You've been doing some serious math.
Yeah. Now, math was like never my top, in school or whatever, but it's just amazing. There's proof in the pudding. And so these are exact statistics from anything, of course, that's been listed on the MLS. Yes, there's some sales that are off the MLS, but we're talking real stats here. So 5-year, and not only the 5-year, but the 10-year average of where prices have gone percentage-wise. So let's dive right into it. So the 5-year summary for, and let's just talk detached here because I can go into, everything, but let's just talk detached homes. Overall, in Abbotsford, the median price over 5 years has gone up 79.6%. Think of that in only 5 years.
Wow.
Yeah. And for Mission, detached median price has gone up 81.9%. Now, in 2019, Mission and Abbotsford were coined and mentioned on all sorts of different great sources that look into these economics and what are the best places to invest the following year and all that. 2019, Mission and Abbotsford was actually set as one of the top 3 places to invest in all of Western Canada. We talked about it right here on the show right in the beginning of 2019, end of 2018. And so you can see that in the stats here because those two are the 2 highest increases, I would say, over the last 5 years, pretty much. So as we go through White Rock, now the White Rock increased 33.8%. Funny enough, it's one of the lowest increases in the past 5 years is White Rock. Langley increased in the past 5 years 61.3%. And Delta increased 55.2%. Overall, combined city of Surrey went up 52.7%. But then breaking down a couple, I thought I'd mention it because Surrey Central actually went up 71%, like just the Surrey Central. And Surrey North went up 72.6%. And I know they've got a lot of new projects, and they're really focusing on the north area of Surrey, and that's a lot of the reason why that increased in the last 5 years. Okay, so 10-year increase. For detached overall, let's go a little bit further than the Fraser Valley. Let's talk about the whole Lower Mainland. So in the whole Lower Mainland, it went up 98.1% detached homes. And for Fraser Valley Board, so just our Fraser Valley area, went up 112.9%. That's the 10-year change. It's crazy.
Wow.
So, yeah. And wish everyone could see this graph I have in front of me right now. But it is a graph that shows sales to active listings ratio of all types in the Fraser Valley. And it is so high in the seller's market. It's crazy. One of the highest that we've had. And I have this other graph that goes back all the way to 1970s. And I'm telling you, I really encourage anyone who's really interested in this stuff to go onto my website. The bottom of my homepage has all the huge, this is one of the bigger packages for the statistics because they really dive into a lot of stuff. So have a look. I always upload them there every month. Really easy, just on there. So there you have it. That's the Fraser Valley and beyond real estate statistics.
Wow, and there was a lot of stats there, and I imagine if people want those stats, you can help them with that.
Absolutely. Really just Google my name or go on to michellecummins.ca, and they're right there on the bottom of my homepage. But if you want further information like your specific neighborhood or sub-area, you let me know, and I can get those specifically for you. And I just wanted to mention, okay, I've got a new listing this week. So we just talked about townhouses in Langley. So this is in the desirable Denham. It's a townhouse in Willoughby area of Langley. It's really beautiful. It's a pristine 1,225 square foot, 2-bedroom, 1.5 bath townhouse, and it's updated. So it's like new. It's ready to go, vacant. You can move in as early as you want. Bedrooms are spacious. A master bedroom has vaulted ceilings. There's a cheater-style ensuite and a large closet. The laundry's upstairs for ease of use. The kitchen has lots of counter and cupboard space and a large island with a breakfast bar, which everyone likes that, and a nice balcony right off the kitchen that you can have enjoy barbecue season with and entertaining. Downstairs is a large rec room which has a powder room and access to the backyard, which is a good size for a townhouse. and there's a patio back there as well. So really nice. There's a gym and clubhouse. But yeah, that one is priced. It literally just went live. It does allow pets and rentals with restrictions, but the price tag is $569,800. I would not wait to see it. Definitely, if you're looking and you want a townhouse, see it right away, because I already have realtors asking me when we're going to look at offers. So there's not a lot, so just see it. Go have a look at it. We already have a pending offer on one of our last week's new listings, the townhouse in East Abbotsford. So things are moving, as you can see with the stats. And I know I'm talking fast because I want to get a lot of information in, but I definitely want to end, as we always do, Curtis, with our quote. So,
all right. Well, what do you got for us?
Okay. Well, this one is from, I'm going to say first, it's from Tim McGraw. So I got one from Tim, and it's, there ain't no trouble we can't rise above with a handful of faith and a heart full of love.
Very, very profound words from Mr. McGraw.
Here you have it.
All right. So once again, if people want more information about the services you provide as a top-notch realtor, where can they go?
MichelleCummins.ca.
And make sure to join us again next week when once again we will talk real estate in order to unlock your real estate potential on a show where real estate is maximized. Thanks for listening.